you talk about being in the right vehicle a lot, like especially in a lot of your content, which
Yeah.
is huge, right? You've tried tons of different vehicles, right?
Yeah.
And even from a sales
Yeah.
standpoint, obviously insurance being the most lucrative,
Yep.
right? Talk about that transition because you were in real estate, still working at the state, and you were buying a property, looking at a property. How did you get turned on to life insurance?
So I was looking at a property in Yantic Street in Norwich. I think it was 259, 261 Yantic Street. My memory serves me correctly. A guy named Jim Godwin was the real estate. I think it was a broker, not just an agent, and he was the listing agent. And I wanted to buy the property for myself as one of my rental properties and keep it as a great property. And it was a process, man. He was representing the seller. I think the seller was the chief of police, if I remember correctly. And he was like a family friend. And then he just said to me one day, we were like waiting for somebody to show up. I don't know who it was, appraiser or somebody. And he said, after all this, we've seen each other 3-4 times. He said, are you keeping your options open to make some extra money? And I was like, yeah, it depends on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, everything about selling life insurance? I'm like, no, I don't even know anything about life insurance. And I just had never thought about it. So I said, no, I've never thought about it. And he gave me like a spiel, and I was like, yeah, Jim, I hear you, but I'm doing pretty good. Like, real estate's been good to me. Like, I love it. And he said, would it make a difference if I told you we had leads? And I was like, yeah, well, we don't have leads in real estate, so that would make a difference, but I have to see them. Like, are they real leads?
Yeah.
And you understand, there wasn't like social media the way it is now.
Right.
We had it, but the people weren't printing leads off.
We were talking
of it.
what, 07,
08.
08.
So real estate market crashes. I'm still doing pretty good. Rental market did really well.
Okay.
So I was doing pretty good. I was buying stuff cheaper. Like, I wasn't really like panicked about it.
Yeah.
Except it was a lot of work. It wasn't real passive income because, people are like, it's passive. No, not when you're showing up to collect rent, fix people's, frigging light sockets and make sure their frigging sink's not linking and then tell this one to keep the music down. This one doesn't like it. That's not passive. That's active. You're working for your income. And he said, just get your license. What do you have to lose? I got my license, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And the leads were such a game changer for you, right? And real estate, where were you getting most of your clients? Word of mouth or market?
Did I stop buying leads? In real estate, you're talking about that long ago, they were $100 a piece.
Really?
Yeah. They were internet leads, and they were terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, terrible. And it would just be somebody went online. And again, obviously, marketing online today compared to what they knew then was apples and oranges. Obviously, I don't know there's any really good lead source electronically then anyway, digitally. But they were terrible. And I just like stopped. I was like, this is terrible. This is not working at all.
Yeah.
I got to stop. And so that was all word of mouth. It was what they called the sphere of influence. Like, who do you know? And then who does he know? And I did pretty well. I knew everybody.
Yeah.
And I did good by my clients. Yeah. So they were like, and I had the courage that they'd put a new complex up. Somebody's getting ready to build it. They pull a building permit, or they're just getting ready to develop land. I'd show up. I'd be like, here's who I am. Here's what I do. You want to list the whole project with me? And there'd be people who show up with 4 or 5 agents and some big brokerage with this big, they'd have this big presentation. I'd be like, dude, I'll sell more of them than them. Mm-hmm. I'll just tell you that. Like, here's what I'll do. And I did well, man, but we didn't have leads. And I think the thing for me was I could make money in real estate. I've never taught anybody to do it, though.
Okay.
Because I just think I knew a lot of people, and I was not afraid to talk to people.
Yeah.
So I knew a lot of people, and I had zero fear to talk to people. And I think a lot of people that would get a real estate license that would come in, even though they weren't really on my team, they were there. I could never, they just wouldn't do it. Like, they'd know one person.
You couldn't duplicate what you were doing.
No. But when I saw the leads, I was like, dude, I can get anybody to make money doing this.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's what I was going to ask. So, you got into insurance. You were doing it part-time. You were selling, making some money. At what point did you think, well, shit, this could be for people other than myself? I could bring some people with me because you couldn't for so long.
Well, dude, you were one of the first people I hired.
Yeah.
I mean, your wife did my banking at the bank. Your wife's bilingual.
Yeah.
So I was like, would you be? And I was like, she was a worker. So like when I went to the bank, I didn't have to she did her job, and I liked it. I was like, I would wait in the line. I was really busy. I'd be, putting rent money in, taking this one out, paying a contract. I was there all the time.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like it is. You couldn't get on your phone and do all this stuff.
Right.
So you went to the bank. I know it freaks y'all out. You would drive to the bank. You would get out of the car. You'd bring your check. It was weird, right? I mean, one weird for us now. Now it's like, dude, this is so weird. It took 2 hours a day of my week, 5 days a week, and it was funny because I never like when I asked your wife, hey, would you all be interested? Do you know anybody be interested? Do you have anybody be interested? I wasn't counting the overrides.
Yeah.
I was like, it seems like it kind of sucks to work here. The managers there, they were a pain in the ass. They
Knowing her, she probably told you it.
She did. She was no joke. She was pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't like working here. She's like, I really don't.
Yeah.
And then I knew you were a contractor. So I was like, I was a contractor. Maybe do to work with me, maybe not. So I'm like, just come to this meeting that we're holding. But Mike, then it wasn't about, and then when I met you, and then we did meetings at your house, all it was to me was you were human beings trying to find a better way. And then you were human beings that, listen, you didn't come from any money.
Nope.
Y'all are trying to figure your shit out. You're looking at me like, can we really do this?
Right.
And I'm like, you definitely can. I'm like, y'all are smart. You, Fernando, what was the brother's name?
Hector.
I mean, we had a great group. Dude, it's like, and I'm like, they're just good people trying to make a living, dude.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I fell in love with the fact that we can help people first. And then, then I saw the power of like, wow, we can help a lot of people.
Right.
And yes, we help a lot of people. I can make some money doing that too. I think when it's about helping people first, the money will come.
Yeah.
I think if it's about helping you and only you and your money and your money and your money and your money, because I structured my companies where it didn't help me for years. I didn't make money in real estate for years. I didn't make money in waste management for years. I didn't make money in life insurance for years.
Right.
It wasn't. I was like, dude, let's just build something pretty badass and see where it goes.
Yeah. This clip, check out the full podcast in the description and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.